ceremony is so special for the whole tour to get up and dance on stage and to sing songs with the local Tahitians and just really be welcomed to this special place around the world. We got to see Jordy, Zeke Lau, Gouveia all enjoy that opening ceremony, and it just it just reminds us of where we are in this special world. You know, we stay with families. We're part of their homes, and we're welcome back each and every year. And next thing you know, they're out surfing this reef pass in paradise and going for big points in the title race. While we were away, Jordy Smith did get a start part.
Yeah, I really liked how his board looks on this one. It's got that fluidity from one turn to the next, sitting up cleanly in the water. That was a little bit of a mushier wave. That first re-entry was nice, but you see in that cutback, it was a soft, flat section, but the board just held its rail, drove all the way back to the white water. So Jordy Smith looked sharp, looked nice, and looked like he was ready for business. How do people survive that when we see how shallow the reef is right there? Jordy Smith
having a look with the roll-in. Smith setting up a little arc, nice and casual, and he's over it. So he kicks out quickly in that 2-point range to kick things off. That'll be his backup score for the moment. Thinking about the title race a bit with his positioning on tour at the moment.
Well, that, you know, as a rookie, that'd be a big one. Oh, look, in the barrel, Zeke Lau.
Zeke Lau trying to punch free, beating another section and almost powering off the top to get credit for it. I like the idea there. In that power stance, that wave clamped on him, but still had some room. Smith now looks like he'll get credit for his barrel. Little slap off the top right in front of Zeke. Bonus section to throw an inside snap. And Jordy's out of there, so this heat already starting to build.
A good wave, and this is the wave right behind it. So Zeke went the first one. It got a little, you know, it was a bit frumpy, wasn't it, the one where he pulled into the tube? But this one, you could see how shallow and steep it was. Jordy getting a barrel on it.
Really cool to see just the barrel being involved to start Jordy's last. Now deep on the takeoff, Zeke Lau frames it vertically. Hard off the bottom again. Nice power jam for Ezekiel. And he sneaks in a third before the dry reef. And so he's got a couple of scores heading his way. Let's see what happened on this first strike.
He waits, he comes from way behind the whitewater, and where that bottom turn started was what created that vertical nature of it, made it so critical. Second snap there into a third little run off the lip. Here we go, Gouveia getting started.
Gouveia, semifinals pipe last year. Blowtail reverse attempt. Going down, but throwing that risk out of the gates.
Here's the replay of Zeke Lau. Pulls in, gets barreled, and muscles his way through that one. Beautiful. Gets another little bonus section on that. So a little bit of travel time. Going to be interesting to see how the judges appreciate the length of tube. Obviously, length of tube replay. And behind him,
a much friendlier look at a barrel for Jordy Smith going back here to 2018, and he'll get the exit. But I was just so proud of Jordy for just talking about that wipeout openly and talking about the mental process of dealing with the most frightened moment of his life.
Here goes Jordy. I'll come back to that. Stalls, gets covered, a little bit shorter barrel, comes straight out. Nothing else on that one. So I think Zeke definitely getting the better of that exchange. And his brother Moana running the show as Zeke Lau's up and riding.
Zeke now, classic little carve just to set up this one. Fades that one, sets it up vertically. Third strike, solid on his timing. Looks like he's got a little Martin Potter airbrush there with the flames. And now Gouveia up and out, 20:50 to go.
Yeah, he's seen that those second ones tend to, you know, create more of a tube. He thought he had one there, but he did not.
But Jordy, the three-fin design at this contest, specifically in the last few years, we're watching Gouveia pull in, straight in, under the hood, gets the completion right into a wrapping cutback. His best score so far in the making. Little bit of room to move. Reef starting to get really dry in here. Stomps it in the flats. Barely escaping. When you see a competitor in there, you definitely know they're bouncing off the reef. And this is the hard part. Barely stand. It's so sharp, and then you have to somehow get out of there before another wave comes.
But it all adds up, and it's all important. Here's the replay.
First section, nice and hollow, BL.
Yeah, at first it looked like it was going to chandelier and be a bit crumbly, didn't it? Then it opened up and flared that little bit and gave him a beautiful exit. Couple of cutbacks there, little downtime. But here he sees an opportunity to do something, hits that, and then goes, oh, what have I done? Get me out of here.
Oh, another look from the water angle. What was the hardest part about making that too?
Well, those first couple of...
Now with some speed. Big wind up for the carve. Wants to line up the lip here. Another clean backside power arc. Jams it on the oncoming section, but can't hang on.
A little bit smaller wave. Didn't really have that much size in the face of the wave. And most probably one of those sort of waves that you might have cut off and gone, I don't know if I really needed that one. Jordy's one of those guys who's just got such a lovely personality. He's always warm, he's always greeting, but I don't know if he needs this one unless it walls up, unless he sees something down the line we don't. He don't.
Spot on, Barton. Wave selection so crucial. Get out of there. Priorities with Zeke. Deep on this one, committing. Wanting to get barreled. Big pump from deep. That's going to be a tough section to make. And the Hawaiian giving it all he had on that first pump to drive through. And now priority goes to Gouveia with 12 minutes on the clock. One of your longtime rivals, Martin Potter, featured that. We found out that the same guy that did Potts' flames did the flames for Zeke as well. That's why it looks spot on. Jam off the top for Ian Gouveia. Nice bottom turn and flow off the lip. Completes it and steps off. So he got the 4.67 before break. Now needing a 5.01 to take the lead with 11:30 to go.
Critical turns, weren't they? There was some feeling in those, you know, and they were critical. It was steep. Here we go on the replay. I'll have a little look at this. Takes his time at that takeoff. Waits. Gets his first turn. It carves out of the top. Short little carve. But this turn here floats it out of the lip. Little tail drop down. And goes, oh, I've been in here before. I don't like it. I better get out as quick as possible.
It was pretty rare you saw someone on the back of the rankings jump up all the way and win events. And seeing rookies get back a couple of finals like the Carmichael story, it's a whole new look at the top 34. Setting up the barrel ride, Zeke Lau just trimming his speed perfectly on the foam ball. And will he go the distance? Popping out the other end. That was fun to watch.
That was creative. It was clever. And he made something out of not much and gets out of the way. Here's Zeke. I love this ride. At first I thought it was a mistake to pull in there, and when he made that out of it, I went, oh, that was clever, that was great. But this part, that personal interpretation of that moment, that ability to get sideways on it and stall the board, let that lip come over him, that was very, very clever and very, very well done.
Went from really high to really low on the tail end of this barrel, Barton.
Look at him here. I love that style. Dropped that knee. Got perfectly barreled. Was in that for quite a long time from start to finish, and realised the importance of coming out and standing on his feet. He did just that. Personal interpretation, here's Jordy.
Jordy, big section. There's the vertical out the back. Clean, rapid cut back. Wants to fit in one more. Bit of a down carve into a closeout hack. Two sections collide. He'll end up right on the reef with Zeke. Right on the dry reef. Let's see Jordy's way.
This first turn was beautiful. Drops down, bottom turns quickly. You see that bottom turn was quick while the wave was still standing up. If you take too long with that bottom turn, you're not going to get it. Here's that commitment through to the inside. Nice little section to throw the tail into the white water, and he goes, yeah, this is a unique venue in that sense. Jordy Smith using that second priority.
Passing the 5-minute warning. Smith thought about the barrel, changing gears, and just throws that one away. Smith now chasing a 7.36. Zeke Lau getting on the board with a 5.23.
This is the sort of wave that the Hawaiians would feel at home. You've got cultural similarities. You've got this beautiful environment. Waves are similar. And as everybody says, you know, you go Pipeline and Teahupo'o. They are the two waves.
Now Jordy up. Little setup turn for this barrel. He'll punch free. And still just getting out to clear water there. So he's caught a lot of waves in this heat. Still chasing a 7.36 to take the win. 90 seconds, Gouveia with priority. Needs a 6.56 to steal this one. Clean read on this one, right into the pit. Foam ball section's gonna hang him up and take him straight down. Felt like he had to stall to really get credit for a decent barrel ride on that one. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it out. And Zeke Lau with the lead in this one. Will be taking the big win and moving right into round 3 action. Well done, showing off that backhand tube skill for the Hawaiian as he moves on into round 3. The Tahiti Pro Chope will continue.